Dodgers don't get to have all the fun with the Japanese media and the fanfare. The White Sox will have fun, but the Blue Jays will also have a lot of fun with Kazuma Okamoto, a.k.a. Big Baby, a.k.a. Big Oak, or Kazu works fine too. Those are some of the nicknames that he threw out there. And he said his agent, Boris, came up with
Can't nickname
Big
yourself,
Oak.
Kid. Big Oak, Little Oak,
I like Big
Baby.
Oak.
No. Can't nickname yourself.
He didn't come up with Big Oak. Boris did.
Yeah, it's kind of like him doing it, though.
So the fans just have to organically...
It has to be organic.
Bring it.
Can't just be like, Kratz just can't walk out there and be like, call me Special K.
What do you think of this?
Nope.
He said he put all 30 MLB logos in front of his daughter, and she pointed to the Blue Jays. And that, plus $60 million, is why he decided on the Blue Jays.
Duh. No, it's more than $60 million.
Yeah.
If his daughter would have picked the Pirates, but they didn't want him, you think he'd be like, I'm going to the Pirates. They only offered me.
They did want him, but probably for half the price.
Yeah, well, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah, exactly. So the Blue Jays now will have a Japanese player who was a star in the NPB, and apparently it was just flooded with Japanese media, tons of coverage of this press conference, and he put on a show, Kratz. It gets us into the bigger conversation of a pretty epic run for the Blue Jays right now in the offseason, and that could continue with their pursuit of someone like Kyle Tucker. But there was an article put out there by Rob Longley, who writes for the Toronto Sun, and within that he said the Blue Jays' postseason run was estimated to be worth $100 million to Rogers. They own the Blue Jays. $100 million.
It's Canada. It's not just amazing. It's not just Toronto. It's not just Toronto. It's Canada. Like when you're coming over from Japan, you can go to Vancouver. Vancouver's beautiful. Like everybody thinks Seattle, LA. You're going to West Coast, San Francisco, but there is a strong contingent that I think the Blue Jays saw in the playoffs, but you would not even be thinking back too far if you're like, oh, wow, they just realized this in the playoffs. They went hard after Ohtani. Did they ever have a chance? That's not to be discussed. Roki Sasaki, they went hard after him. They've known this for a while, and now they got to see it in the playoffs. Some people forget they did that advertising on the I think it was a mixed martial arts, or it could have been boxing ring in Japan that was on TV. Like Blue Jays logo was there. Good for them. Good for them. This is something that they're not afraid to take advantage of. And now they have a player who, is he a star? No, he's not Ohtani. No, he's not Yamamoto. He's not, he probably isn't even the level of stardom as Imai. But you know what? He's their guy. And it's going to bring so much. When you play, I'm sure AJ knows, he played with different Japanese players. But when you play with a Japanese player, it doesn't matter if he's not a star or not. I played with Akinori Iwamura, who was a Gold Glover over in Japan at the end of his career in Pittsburgh. And he had a contingent of a few reporters. The better the player, the more contingent of reporters. That means the more coverage for your team. Oh, yeah. And he's a good player, and the Blue Jays were on the cusp of winning the World Series last year. So it's a great move by them.
2013 to 2015, do you know who the most popular player on the Blue Jays was?
Munenori Kawasaki. The guy who had the funny interviews.
Yeah.
Monkey never crowned.
Yes.
Yep. Getting back to
by the way, people that have never been to Toronto,
mm-hmm.
Like Kratz, you played there, so you understand this. I don't know if you've ever been there, Scott, but
many times.
It is an international city.
Melting pot.
It's not. It's not just.
It feels more like Europe than it does any city in the U.S.
It does. You're right.
I've been there many times and called games in that park.
Yes,
many times.
It is more of an internet. And then if you go to Vancouver, which I don't know if you guys have ever been to Vancouver, it is even more.
I haven't been to Vancouver.
It's even more because it's on the West Coast, so you're closer to Asia,
mm-hmm.
right? So you have a lot of
Montreal's very European feel
French.
too. Yeah.
Yes, but Toronto, for an East Coast city, like that, is very international.
Mm-hmm.
And then before people say, yes, of course it's international in Canada. I mean, not non-North American, right?
Agreed.
Like it feels like there are people from everywhere that descend upon Toronto.
Yeah, it's a
And
really
then, so
cool
if you
city.
can tap into the Asian market, it's what we talked about with Jerry Reinsdorf a couple of days ago in the White Sox when they signed Murakami, right? It taps into this Japanese cultural thing about baseball that they have where they want to know everything about every player. And I played with Tadahito Iguchi when he came over. And I played with some other Japanese guys. I played with Yu Darvish when he was just coming over. Their following is incredible.
Mm-hmm.
They everything they do. They want to know how many swings they had in BP, how many bullpen pitches they threw, how many this they did, how many P's they took today. I mean, it's like how many hairs did they cut when they got a haircut? It's incredible, and it's actually a little bit insane sometimes.
To me, it's kind of like how the NFL is sometimes. Like some stupid story becomes a big thing, and you're like, "Why is this a thing?" And it's just because it's the most popular sport in the country. So take that and plus it up because there's less competition for sports that they're interested in. I mean, baseball dominates in Japan. Back to Canada for a moment. It's not just the postseason ticket sales and the merch and season ticket sales for the next year, the whole deal. This article also talks about an enormous boost to Sportsnet. That's an all sports channel that battles with Bell Media owned TSN, right? Those are the big networks up in Canada. And they said, television in general, obviously in cable, has faced challenges and there are less subscribers. Many of them are on spots like YouTube with us. There's still plenty, but it's more of a battle, right? So the Blue Jays' success made making sure you have that channel a high priority. And Edward Rogers told the Financial Post, "We've done very well at getting a lot of sports fans who may not have a traditional cable package. So keeping that audience growing is important. And we think Sportsnet's prospects are very strong." So they spoke about how it goes beyond just what you're seeing at the ballpark and making the playoffs and all of that. Like it's a huge TV business that people are signing up for to get subscriptions.
But they do spell SportsCenter wrong.
With an R-E at the end.
Yeah. Which one is? And
they spell a lot of things wrong.
Offense with the C.
Isn't rumor R-U-M-O-U-R?
Yeah, there's some different spellings up there.
I respect all of it.
No, I do too. It's just
one of my best friends.
It's one of the weirdest things though when you go up there for the first time, like when you're a young player and you go to Toronto for the first time. Or even when I was in AAA, we did Calgary and Edmonton and Vancouver and some of the other places. And you go up there and you turn on TSN and it says SportsCenter and it's spelled different. And you look at your roommate and you're like, wait, am I seeing things? Because you're at the time you're used to ESPN, right? And SportsCenter. And like, oh, welcome to SportsCenter on TSN. And you're like, wait, something's not right. It's just spelled wrong.
I love it.
No, it's great. I love Toronto. I do. I love going there. It was fun.
Really, really good
Really
for
good
baseball
city.
to have the Blue Jays be so relevant right now.
Great.
They got to follow it up, but the front office and ownership is doing everything they can to say, damn, we made a ton of money. 100 mil plus. Let's spend.
And
It helps that the Canadian dollar helps that the Canadian dollar's a little bit stronger too than it has been in the last few years. Just saying, it's a team that there's a lot of extra cash on the margins there. When the team, you get half your check in Canadian, half of it from, you get it all in US dollars, but part of it comes from Canadian dollars translated, and then part of it is the US dollar.
Right. Yeah, there's a lot of math behind the scenes that can make it either easier or more difficult.